Good evening, and welcome to our extended news bulletin. Tonight, we bring you updates from around the globe, covering a range of significant events. Let's delve into the latest developments.
Earthbeat, pulse of the planet.
President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine issued a stark warning, stating that Ukraine will lose the war against Russia if the United States Congress fails to approve military aid to support its resistance against the invasion. Zelensky emphasized the urgency of the situation during a video meeting of the Ukrainian fundraising group UNSC, stressing that without assistance from Congress, Ukraine's ability to defend itself would be compromised. He highlighted the broader implications of Ukraine's defeat, warning that other countries could be targeted if Ukraine falls. The U.S. Senate has passed a foreign aid bill with provisions for Ukraine, but the House Speaker has yet to hold a vote on the package. Zelensky's statement underscores the critical need for international support as Ukraine continues to face challenges in its ongoing conflict with Russia. The Russian Soyuz MS-24 spacecraft safely returned 3 cosmonauts, including Russian Oleg Novitsky, Belarusian Marina Vasilevskaya, and NASA astronaut Laurel O'Hara, back to Earth near the Kazakh city of Zhezkazgan on Saturday. Novitsky and Vasilevskaya spent 14 days in orbit, while O'Hara completed a 204-day mission, marking Novitsky's 4th spaceflight with a total of 545 days spent in space. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump stated that abortion rights should be determined by individual U.S. states through legislation or voting, as opposed to a national stance. Trump's remarks, posted on his Truth Social network, mark a departure from previous mixed signals on the contentious issue. While Trump did not mention supporting a national abortion ban, he left room for potential support for state-level bans. This stance contrasts with President Joe Biden's firm support for abortion access. 4 individuals, including 2 brothers, have been charged with murder in connection with the killing of a 15-year-old boy in Varennes, France. 2 of the accused, a 20-year-old and a minor, were jailed, while the other 2 minors were placed in pre-trial detention. The incident, which occurred as the victim left school, has sparked nationwide mourning and raised concerns about violence in French schools. According to prosecutors, the attack was motivated by a dispute related to the younger sister of the accused brothers, involving issues of sexuality. New Zealand has tightened visa rules, introducing language and skill criteria, and shortening work permit lengths, in response to concerns about unsustainable net migration. These changes aim to prioritize job opportunities for New Zealanders while addressing skill shortages in certain sectors. Key modifications include minimum English language proficiency requirements, minimum skill prerequisites, and a reduction in the maximum continuous stay permitted on certain work visas. Employers must ensure that migrants meet these criteria before hiring them and confirm that no suitable New Zealand candidate was available for the position. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi is set to visit Islamabad on a 2-day state visit starting from the 22nd of this month, marking his first visit to Pakistan since assuming office in August 2021. President Raisi will be accompanied by a high-level delegation to engage in talks with Pakistani leadership, including Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and President Asif Ali Zardari. The visit is expected to result in the signing of several memoranda of understanding and agreements, covering various areas of cooperation. Discussions will also focus on bilateral relations, regional security, counter-terrorism efforts, the Iran-Pakistan gas pipeline project, and the situation in Gaza. President Asif Ali Zardari will host a banquet in honor of President Raisi, attended by prominent political and business figures. The visit aims to strengthen bilateral ties following recent tensions stemming from military strikes exchanged between Iran and Pakistan in January 2024. An Israeli airstrike in southern Lebanon killed a Hezbollah field commander, sparking further violence along the border. The United Nations has called for an immediate halt to the fighting, expressing concern over the escalation. The Israeli military identified the commander as Ali Ahmed Hassan, responsible for planning attacks against Israelis. The ongoing exchange of fire between Hezbollah and Israel has resulted in casualties on both sides, including civilians. The violence has displaced tens of thousands and severely impacted the farming economy in southern Lebanon. The UN Special Coordinator for Lebanon and the commander of the UN peacekeeping mission in Lebanon emphasized the urgent need to abide by the cessation of hostilities outlined in Security Council Resolution 1701. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced plans for an assault on Rafah, a town in southern Gaza, following pressure from far-right allies who insisted that his leadership would be compromised if he didn't launch an attack there. Despite public pressure from the United States to refrain from a major operation in Rafah, Netanyahu affirmed that Israeli forces would enter the city, stating, "Victory requires entering Rafah and eliminating the terrorist battalions there." The move comes amidst ongoing negotiations, with Israel aiming to secure the release of hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. However, domestic political complexities, including opposition from far-right coalition partners, pose challenges to Netanyahu's decision-making. The Iranian Foreign Minister, Hossein Amirabdollahian, accused the United States of giving Israel the green light for a strike on its consulate building in Syria, resulting in the deaths of 7 Iranian military officials, including 2 generals. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah reiterated support for a Tehran military response to the attack, which escalated tensions between Israel and Iran. The Biden administration denied advance knowledge of the airstrike, but Washington is considered Israel's vital military ally. Israel has rarely acknowledged strikes against Iranian targets, but the U.S. assessed Israel was responsible for this attack. The killing of the Iranian military officials is seen as a significant blow to Tehran since the targeted individuals held key positions within the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's Quds force. The strike in Syria occurred amid increased clashes between Israel and Lebanon's Hezbollah, adding to fears of a wider regional conflict. The United Nations Security Council President has referred the Palestinian Authority's application for full membership to the UN to its membership committee. The committee is expected to make a decision this month. The Palestinian UN envoy expressed hope for the Security Council to implement the global consensus on the two-state solution by admitting Palestine for full membership. This move marks a significant and symbolic moment for Palestine, as it is only the second time they have progressed this far in their bid for full UN membership. However, Security Council approval requires at least 9 votes in favor and no vetoes by the 5 permanent members. Israel's UN ambassador opposed the recognition of a Palestinian state, citing threats to Israel's national security and accusing the UN of sabotaging peace efforts in the Middle East. Canada is considering joining the second phase of the AUKUS alliance, which involves sharing technologies for regional stability. President Justin Trudeau revealed this as he discussed collaborating with Australia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. The possibility of including Japan in Pillar 2 of AUKUS was also raised by defense ministers from the alliance. However, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese clarified that there are no plans to expand AUKUS membership but rather to explore collaboration with Japan on specific projects. China expressed grave concern over Japan's potential involvement, warning against escalating tensions in the Asia-Pacific region. The AUKUS defense ministers reiterated their intention to engage like-minded partners in Pillar 2, focusing on advancing military capabilities for regional security, particularly to counter China. Australian officials see Japan's technological expertise as valuable for AUKUS Pillar 2 projects. However, concerns were raised about the neglect of the Quad security dialogue, comprising Australia, Japan, the US, and India, as the focus shifts towards repairing ties with Beijing. Former Japanese Ambassador Shingo Yamagami criticized Prime Minister Anthony Albanese for the lack of progress in the Quad, stressing the importance of maintaining pressure on China amid its military expansion and security ties in the Pacific.
That concludes our special report. We will continue to follow these stories as they develop. Thank you for watching. Good night. Subscribe for further updates.